All right. All right. Hey guys. Hey everyone. Today we have an interesting thing to discuss. Actually, we're gonna be developing the. Actually, we're gonna be developing the app. Uh, the more precise way to say that we're gonna be improving the app that we have already developed in previous streams. And please check those out as well after that stream. Basically, there were 3 streams before where we were developing the notes application for Android. And as you can see, I've recently uploaded this to GitHub. So you can see it here, GitHub daemon/notes app. Please feel free to start the repo. There's the playlist of those live videos. And so all the source code right there. The main goal is just basically building the app that you can use to create notes. But this is not the main idea. The main idea is learning how to wipe code this app, and also not just to wipe code, but to understand how it works exactly. Because what I mean, just knowing how to wipe code is not enough those days. You need to understand the structure of the application because, well, you need to understand it. Otherwise, it's going to be quite hard. So, yeah, basically, the goal today is to improve the current app. As you can see, right now we have just this passcode screen. I need to enter my passcode, and this is the Notes app. We can create our notes and also a bunch of other things that we can do with those. And you can add the note, for example, right here. Test 1, testing. Okay, so yeah, this is how it works. This is the note. Search works. Everything works perfectly fine. For the most part, not exactly ideal. But in this repo, I've also created ideas that we want to implement. New features, bug fixes, security updates, so everything's going to be tracked right there. Instead of using the notepad, we're going to just, let's say, add issues here into this board. Guys, feel free to communicate with me, reply in the chat. What do you think about this all? This is all just gonna be an interesting project, and I believe it's already an interesting project. So, first of all, I wanted to do this kind of stuff. Maybe not everything for this stream, but some of those things. For example, trash bin for nodes, right? Right now, if you delete the node, it's basically gone forever. It's not gonna appear, and we need to think how to implement this kind of stuff. So let's think through trash bin for nodes, and we need to modify the schema as well, like database schema, right? Because we're adding new stuff there. We need to make sure there's a compatibility. Well, right now the app is not released, but once we release it, we need to make sure that it's compatible, because otherwise people are gonna run into the issues. Let's say they upgrade and they're gonna lose all the data, which is not that good. So let's think about this. Add an additional. Let's think about the prompt that we're going to use for anti-gravity for wipe coding. So this is the anti-gravity. We are providing our prompts right there. We can choose the model, same thing as we used before. But I also recommend to push all the changes to the repository because otherwise it's not that great. So yeah, anti-gravity is just one of the options. You can use Codex from ChatGPT, which is quite good. It's working really well. So have multiple options right there. So first of all, implement trash bin for option available in the top right menu, available as a available in the top right menu. Add so basically swiping right to left is going to be delete, and swiping left Well, no, actually, modify the logic that removing the items means moving those to trash bin. Add additional uh, activity for trash bin to show all the deleted nodes. In database, it should have an additional column and have the flag is deleted. If the node is in trash, it should be true. Otherwise, it should be false. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Let's think about other cases, and there should be an option to empty trash in trash bin activity, and also there should be an option to recover all items from trash bin. What else? User could individually restore items from trash bin by swiping left to right. Only in trash bin view. Also additional activity, trash. Let's think through basically so let's do node detail activity, a list, nodes activity, login activity, okay, trash activity. Trash bin activity. Trash bin activity. Trash bin activity. Okay. Okay. Comment. So basically this just the nodes that I read to for myself that I need to paste to Antigravity, and let's do it like this. Okay, let's see how it works. Guys, let me know, what do you think? Are you planning to build something interesting using the current AI tools, or you just don't want to do that for some reason, or you think there's too much apps, there's too much competition? And again, this app is not specifically made to be published to the Play Store or whatever. This is just the app I'm building for myself primarily, and to share with you so we can communicate and build something. Why not? Because we have an option to do that. Why not just try to do something? Okay. All right. So, implementation plan. This is the implementation plan. Implement a trash bin feature where deleted nodes are moved to trash bin. Instead of being permanently deleted, users can view the deleted nodes, restore them individually or all at once, and permanently empty trash. Okay, property node data class. Nodes repository, nodes list screen, trash bin activity, trash bin contract, interface for view and presenter for trash bin. Okay, MVP logic, trash bin screen, verification plan. Nice. Okay, makes sense. Well, yes, I like it. Review and yeah, again, it says please review this, especially the database schema changes. Well, let's say good. Looks good. Implemented. So either way, if we mess up something, we can always just restore to previous state. We can also create different branch for this, but for now we're just doing this all in main branch. And by the way, compared to the previous stream, I've been fixing up stuff, basically removing the outdated logic. For example, code refactoring, just removing all the different stuff that we no longer need, right? Because we discussed, since we use Jetpack Compose, we no longer need the XML files. That's why those files were deleted. Also, we don't need the example unit test, and we don't need the example instrumented test. This is all gone. That's why it was just part of code refactoring. So it's a bit cleaner to what we used to have before. But we are building the app, and most likely there are going to be multiple schema changes for all those, for the database stuff, basically. Yeah. So we need to change stuff around. Okay. So let's see what anti-gravity. Yeah. Analyze, thought, generating. Okie dokie. Let's think. Basically, it's implementing all those features that I've asked. Creating trash bin contract, trash bin presenter, trash bin activity, and trash bin screen. So many things are going here. And let's see. Okay, guys. Feel free to clone the repository and play with it yourself. It's best to do that after the stream. But for now, we just keep building the app. And yes, generating. Meanwhile, few things that I want to do here as well. Update notes app icon. We need to do that as well. Accept waiting manifest files. Yeah, because it needs to add the additional activity there. That's why it needs to update stuff. So let's keep going. 14 files with change. Yeah, that's a lot of files actually. 14 files need to be updated. My gosh. Accept. Let's just blindly accept it and fix it if I have any issues. Build failed. Who cares about the failed build? We can actually launch it and try ourselves, because who knows, maybe it's not doing something properly. It's nice, it's actually trying to analyze the build logs. Wow, really nice. I realized my mistake, I replaced the entire string. Okay. So that's what happens. Typically it breaks bunch of stuff when it tries to do that. And guys, we can always revert back to GitHub initial, not the initial, but GitHub previous version if something is wrong. Yeah. Okay, so it has a new category, which is trash being strings, and we are going to implement it. Accept it. Okay. Checking build status. Okay, let's see actually. Login screen, trash. Trash bin activity. They can now access the trash bin from top right menu in the main screen. Trash bin activity. Ah, gosh, I don't like this toast logic. Just so repetitive. We need to kind of fix that stuff. I want to move all that logic to utils or something like that, because this is not great. It should basically only be like toast method and then string that we are using, and that's it. Not the show. Too much. Toast make such a mess. Trash bin contract. Load delete nodes, restore all, empty bin, empty trash, delete forever. Oops, not. Trash bin presenter. Trash bin screen. Whoa, so many imports. Android Compose material, Android Compose runtime, Android Compose UI, alignment. Nice. And again, probably it's gonna mess something up with all those things. Because we're gonna try to run it, and who knows what happens. Okay, so Jetpack Compose UI, swipe to dismiss box. Okay, let's just try to launch it. We are going to run it, and it's just gonna restart the app and see. Let's just close it. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna fail. It's gonna say, no, this dependency is not there. Something is missing. Launch non device. No, it actually successfully compiled. Wow. Nice. And trash is not there because we don't have anything in trash. And we removed it. Okay, maybe it only works for the nodes I create now. Test. Okay. Um, so it implemented all that stuff, but seems like it does not, it just goes straight. It basically does not even notify that, hey, do you really want that stuff to be removed or not? How does it happen? Uh, and that's it. Something is off. Something is off. So I create a new node. Can I swipe here? No, I cannot swipe left to right, only right to left. So here it should ask me, well, it should probably not even ask me, but just move it straight to trash can. So this is what we should modify. So we need to say that modify the logic that swiping node from right to left, basically exactly edit, okay, is edit is deleted column, edit methods for self delete restore, yeah, okay. Modify logic that swiping node from right to left, um, instead of deleting, it moves that it enables the is deleted on that node. So it's first thing, and second thing is that trash option in menu should become available once trash bin option in menu should become available once there is at least one node with is deleted flag. True. Yes, let's implement it like this. So it just forgot. As you can see, guys, the AI logic is sometimes kind of dumb in a sense. It's tried to implement some stuff here, but it forgot completely the whole flow. Yeah. Wow. Hey guys, nice to see you all here. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, goal update, refine logic based on user feedback, ensure swipe right or left performs a soft delete and implemented pull verify, hide trash bin menu option. When there are no deleted nodes, actually the trash bin is not even there, I don't see it here. This is just strange. Or maybe it actually works only with wrappers like this. Delete node, yeah, probably delete like this. And no, just, well, we need to also modify that thing, because as you can see, there are multiple cases here. I don't see trash icon right there. Okay. Um, also, um, also do a soft delete on pressing trash button in nodes activity detail view. Move that to trash bin activity. Trash button nodes activity. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah. So as you can see, we can totally forget some of the things here, and if we forget something, the AI could not just even think about those cases. We need to always be really detailed about what are we changing. Review, yeah. um, yes, yes, manual verification, good. Implement that. Okay. All right, guys, so we are basically implementing some changes to our code to add the trash bin activity to our app, because right now it's not that good, in the sense that once we delete the node, it's not appearing as to you don't have any option to restore. That's the problem here. So we need to implement this stuff. And we are using Antigravity for now to implement all those scenarios. Accept. Um, as you can see, it just created the whole folder for this stuff. And it's even testing out the Gradle. I mean, executes all the commands on Gradle as well. To build stuff, build failed, it's gonna say, okay, build failed, let me redo that stuff. Yeah. But some of the logic here is not that great. Again, we need to modify stuff. And I believe it also forgot about the logs, because once you implement new and more and more features, it needs to update the existing functionality. You need to update the tests, which we initially created, but right now it's very old. And it needs to update stuff, and you need to always remind the AI that it needs to actually update all those things. Otherwise, it's just gonna forget. Okay. Build successful. Let's see. Okay, it implemented all that stuff. We need to test it. Let's stop the app and let's relaunch it like this. Let's compile it. Okay. It was fast. So we have trash bin. As I said, it should only appear if there at least one item and then nothing. So trash. Okay, so it actually is deleted for all those items, and we can either swipe it like that to delete completely, delete forever. We have the restore all. We have restore all and empty trash options. Let's see if I press restore all. Almost restored, so trash bin. It should ideally navigate from trash bin back to main view once everything is restored. But yeah, okay, good. So if we swipe it like this, we should indicate somehow that implemented trash bin, and also there is empty trash cleared. We have option right there. Nice. And if we create a new node here, testing, let's see if we want to remove it. We can go back to trash bin and we can clear it. Trash cleared. Really good. I like it. This is exactly the behavior that I wanted. Well, for the most part, it's not ideal and we need to modify some stuff, but more or less it's good. Let's push that stuff to GitHub just to basically confirm that everything is working on this stage, basically just to publish all those changes. Status, yeah, we have a bunch of stuff modified, manifest file, and then data. It modified mostly everything because we changed a bunch of stuff. Untracked files, build log. Build log, tracked files. We don't really need to have all those there. Is it actually part of git ignore? Let's see. Yeah, .log. Yeah, so basically it ignores. Well, txt. It also should ignore txt file. Yeah. Some of the stuff is ignored, some txt. Either way, let's push it. Git status. And let's do git add. Add the trash bin functionality. Git push origin main. Have main origin. Build log txt. I need to clear it up. This kind of stuff. This is not great. What kind of log output it has? It's okay. I'll remove it later. Build log 2. But they definitely should not include this kind of stuff. So, okay. So, let's keep pushing. And what do we need to do? We need to go back to our issues here. Update the nodes, add trash bin for nodes. So let's make this one mark as completed for the most part. Archiving for nodes, no, for now. No, I'll leave it for now. It bin functionality. Okay, add tags, add grid list view, enhancement, detect URLs. Let's do this one. Move toast logic to utils. Currently, the toast toasts logger presenter, because logger is what we need. Okay, let's see. Utils. Utils. We need to take a look there. Utils. Add the toast utils. Okay, let's do the add the toast utils to utils folder. Make sure that toasts. Make sure that all the methods. Make sure that all the toast methods are executed from there, I would say. And make the call like create toast or string, and that's about it. Our string, right? Toast. Yeah, basically short. Yeah, we don't need to specify that kind of parameter. And don't short by default unless second parameter is specified. Um, yeah, let's do it this way. Okay. trying out, trying out and seeing how it works for my use cases. Because I really want the app function the way I really want, kind of obvious. And those kind of things, this is not what Antigravity implements great by default. As you can see, a bunch of repetitive stuff, which I don't like. So basically, a Toast refactoring plan. Goal: centralize Toast creation and ToastUtil helper. Good. Create object Toast, basically new class. Function create Toast and add overload for string message if needed to stick resource IDs or stick resource IDs requested. Yeah, basically create Toast our string. User specific. Okay, search for, yeah. Yes. Proceed. Basically. Okay, guys. Let's see. Let's see what it actually implements. All right. Okay, folks. Let me know what do you think about this all, because I'm just wanting to hear your feedback. We are building the app, Notes app, as you can see, which is a simple app only for this kind of educational purposes. But who knows? Maybe I'm gonna use it for my goals as well, or maybe you're gonna like it as well and just gonna build something for yourself. Because all the apps that I see right now, just habit trackers and all that other stuff, I don't know. I personally have no interest at making habit trackers because I'm gonna use it for 5 minutes and then gonna close it, and never use again. But Notes app is something that you probably gonna use for a long time. And let's be honest, all those Notes app that we have right now, okay, maybe there are some exceptions, but most of them are quite simple. And if you craft it to your needs, maybe that's when the magic is gonna happen. Okay. Hey, we're gonna use different model. Yeah. Finish the station. Okie dokie. The thing is that anti-gravity does not tell you when the limit is gonna be reached. It just says, okay, the limit is reached. Deal with it. Wait for that. Wait until it resets. That's why it's so funny. Or not funny. Okay. Hmm. It's changing too much stuff. It might break stuff. Let's see. Build failed. Because, well, the file got corrupted during my multi-replay separation. Of course, what do you expect? You just remove a bunch of imports, a bunch of lines. Who knows? Setting screen on clear cache. Yeah. Because it needs to fix all that stuff here. ToastUtils. Yeah, it needs to change all the stuff there. So many activities it actually touches. Reapplying toast refactor into settings activity and running build. Yeah, ToastUtils create toast. This, okay. Okay, basically the context and then the message. Nice. How does it actually look? ToastUtils. Okay, basically two methods. The first method is just create toast with the duration, make text context message duration. Basically, in one of the cases, you specify the duration. In other case, you don't need to, right? Seems like that. Quite simple, which is exactly what I expected it to create. Okay. All right, guys, we are basically right now refactoring the code, created the ToastUtils, which is, as you know, the toast is just something that appears in the app when we let's see, do some actions, and we just refactor that so that we have specific method for that, and all the classes here just basically call that method instead of specifying all this like toast, make text, show, and all that. So right now it's just like allocated right in this class, ToastUtils. Okay, let's just kill the app. Let's relaunch it. Let's see what happens. Let's see. So it basically should work. That's it. Nothing else. It should be the same kind of behavior that we used to have before. And to check that, we need to press, for example, about will be implemented soon. Let's see, will be implemented soon. Will be implemented soon. This is just string name. Classes about page about activity. No, this is the compile class. No, UI. Please settings trash utils base. Where exactly is it there? Which activity? Oh, it should be actually node detail activity, I believe. Will be node detail screen. No, because it's part of the strings. No, it's actually no. String safe, yeah. So about. Wow, get confused. Either way, basically no details. No, this is not detail screen, and we need nodes activity. Nodes activity, yeah. This is the main thing that opens after launching the app and basically show nodes on resume. Show nodes. Handle JSON. Handle settings. About. What about about? On about. Handle about. Handle about. Yeah, basically this is create toast. Okay, all right. So ToastUtils create toast. This is how it looks like now, and all the other cases as well. Basically, create toast, and it just calls this method. And second thing that let's first of all let's publish those changes on GitHub. Git status. Okay. First of all, make sure that all txt files are excluded. Let's just make this exclude. Oh, let's just do this way. Let's update git ignore. Let's not just ask for anything like that. Sometimes it's easier to. So because txt files, we don't really care about those, right? Right. So I'm just gonna say where it shows about the logs, log files, and txt files, text files. We don't really need txt files. Yeah, .txt. Let's just update it this way. So for all future cases, it's just gonna ignore those. Git status, and we're gonna say basically this. Yeah. Yeah. Now let's just say git add everything. Git commit m update refactor the toast logic add ToastUtils. Okay. Git push origin main. Okie dokie. Let's just go back and see notes app. Yeah, I just gonna clean up all this mess, build logs. Afterwards, I'm just gonna remove it because yeah, after you add to the git ignore, you need to still handle the previous cases. You need to clean it up before. I mean, next action you need to clean up. Okay, so next, in case of toasts, it works. Let's clean up other stuff. Clean up other stuff, and other stuff. I don't like the way how intents are handled, because as you can see, we create intent this, then settings activity. I would say move the intent logic to utils class, basically. I don't remember if I have this issue on the board. Yeah, I toss logic to utils. Let's first of all clear this one as completed. Next thing, let's do unify intents logic to make it more robust. This is how I called it. Let's just say that move the utils, move the intents. Intents, guys, this is something that again, when you need to execute activity, open new screen for let's say, then you need to use intents, right? So that's why we use all those cases where just basically intent, then we specify the package and where we're navigating. Like we are navigating from the nodes list screen to, let's say, trash bin activity or settings activity or any other activity, and we need to be less repetitive and don't have this kind of stuff. So in this case, I just want to simplify it. And what's the best way to simplify it? Actually, let's just basically configure it this way. Move the intents to separate intent utils. Move the intents to launch new activities to separate utils. Make it basic. I would say make it more robust and simple, less repetitive to launch activities, which is basically the same thing. Yeah, go back to anti-gravity, intents. I'm gonna use this model. As you can see, we run out of those models, and we're just gonna use Cloud here. Let's see how it works. Okie dokie. Okay, guys. Let me know if you have any feedback. I'm basically just building the Notes app. We'll keep going there. Let's hope for the best. And I believe we're gonna implement everything here. It's gonna be nice. Let's see. I'll help you refactor intent creation into centralized utility. Let me first. Yeah, basically. Okay, let's see what it proposes. Centralize intent creation navigation logic to NavigationUtils class to reduce repetition, improve maintainability. Simple navigation, intent, contact, activity class plus start activity. We already have that. Okay, current patterns identified. Navigation was, yeah, basically this is the issue. Basically extras, navigation with flags, share in town, yeah. Create utility with those methods. Navigate to node detail, navigate to treasure. Basically it's gonna have this kind of simplicity. It's just gonna say indeed the it's gonna create the method for all the activities, and then we just provide those method, and it just launches this activity the same way as before, but now more simple. So files to modify nodes activity, login activity, like basically a bunch of navigation calls. Yeah, proceed with this plan. Proceed with this plan. Let's see how it works. All right, guys. Let me know, what do you think? Are you getting confused or have any questions? Let me know. I'm honestly building this for myself and hope that maybe you're gonna like it as well, because we're gonna implement the grid view as well and a bunch of other stuff eventually. Okay, navigation activity, nice. NavigationUtils, love it, love it, awesome. So it's created NavigationUtils like this: navigate to nodes, navigate to login, navigate to settings, context, start activity. Lovely. As you can see, put extra is now there. Maybe it's actually adding some additional complexity to all that stuff, but at the same time, I do believe that you need to first make a great logic built from scratch, because if you do application the wrong way, if you focus on just simply UI, you're gonna fail because it will not be maintainable. In this case, we actually have a maintainable app. So let's do this. File get corrupted again. Sometimes it breaks files. I don't like it when it breaks stuff, but still. So today, basically, we are focusing on building really maintainable app to build stuff on top of it. And guys, please do not hesitate to navigate to this repository, clone it, do any stuff that you want. There's basically some logic explained. You can see here, you can build this Notes app for yourself, and actually suggest you to try that, because you're not gonna learn if you're just watching the video. If you take a look there, maybe you're gonna learn something. Even if you do not understand the code, simply by navigating to all those classes, eventually, essentially, you understand, okay, there are those utilities, there are those classes, then there are those methods that are getting executed, that it makes sense. NavigationUtils, nice. This is exactly what I want. So basically that. Let's just apply all those changes. Let's see. Guys, please send me any questions, send me any suggestions. Let me know what do you like or don't like, because right now I'm operating kind of blindly. I'm just trying to see what my audience likes and then provide more stuff like that. We are going to implement tests as well, and we are going to also update the logic to make some kind of checks, emulator checks and all that stuff. The build succeeded. Let's just basically, I believe we can actually run it already, because just build succeeded. It's gonna create a walkthrough. I like that actually creates a walkthrough for all the cases, right? Really, really like it, because yeah, just awesome. Walkthrough, navigate to trash bin, lovely, exactly what I want. Yes, let's go back to Android Studio and let's launch the app. Again, the idea is that it's gonna launch the same way. Nothing gonna change. I hope nothing is gonna change. Let's see. Okie dokie. And then we just navigate to the app. Yeah, so far so good. So settings like this. Yeah, yep. As you can see, it's all about NavigationUtils, navigate to detail page and stuff like that. ToastUtils create toast. Yeah, it's actually a bit more simple now. We improved some kind of stuff. NavigationUtils navigate to trash bin, logger, yeah, logger utils. So utils class is really useful when we want to make things simpler. So yeah, toast, file utils, logger, NavigationUtils. Yep, navigate to nodes. And in all those cases, when we add more screens, it's going to implement function, let's say, navigate to, let's say, about activity, and just launch it. So it's like that. And let's do this way. I want to create an about activity for now. Let's just, yeah. First of all, let's close the issue that we have created, which was the this, okay, not the icon. Updates the instance logic. This is done. Mark as completed. We have implemented this. Now it's all gone from there. And let's just publish those changes to GitHub. Git status, git, okay, no txt build log files anymore, which is great. We added this to git ignore, git add that, git commit, make the intents logic more robust by adding an additional util. Now util there. Yes. Git push origin main. Lovely. Okay. All right. Next thing, guys. Let's keep going, and let's just see what else we want to implement for now, for today. I was thinking about root detection checks, and again, I have interesting security videos, like Android security videos, where we actually bypass the root and Magisk, and emulator checks, and we probably want to implement it here as well, because we're gonna have a production app in the future, which is going to be Notes app. That's why we need to add this kind of root checks. Why we need this kind of checks? Because we need to make sure that user has no access to internal structure of the application, and if we realize that user has, we just refuse to run there. Of course, it could be bypassed using Frida or other tools I discussed before, but we want to implement this kind of stuff. And this is what we're gonna do. Basically, introduce security utils class, and what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna do the security utils class basically, and there add the method check if app is running on a rooted device, which means in our case, of course, it's quite clear that we are running a rooted device, because if you open the terminal and let's say if we just press adb shell and we type who am I, it's going to say root. So we are running on a rooted device either way. But of course, user might have different configurations. That's why let's just make sure that we check that. Check if app is running rooted device or emulator or has Magisk. And if this is the case, so for now we're gonna do the soft kind of check, in a sense that we're just gonna inform that user is running on a rooted or emulator, and we're just gonna do nothing about it except displaying some kind of warning in settings activity. This is the case. Security class Magisk, so have those methods and check for the common files. So basically it's gonna have, yeah, let's do it like this way. Introduce check files. So let's do it this way. Yeah, basically is rooted. I'm gonna say is rooted, and then has emulator. Not has emulator. Okay. Okay, has emulator. That's fine. And then we're gonna say has Magisk. What else? For now, it's okay. If this is the case, either of those values are true, display this as in debug section of settings. Should be at the bottom. Display this in debug section of settings should be at the bottom, and show those flags like is rooted true, value as emulator, value as Magisk, value. If none of those are true, not a single one, show do not show this section. We are going to do it like this. That's it. I don't like those numbered lists. Let's do it like this. Yeah. Okay. Back to anti-gravity. We are going to implement this kind of stuff here. Okay. Nice. Let's see. All right, guys. I would love to have more feedback. If you like this kind of stream, comment. Basically, everything that we discuss is available here. You can see it in the Notes app. You can follow me on GitHub. You can start this repo and use it any way you want, including providing suggestion to me, any suggestions in commands or anywhere else. Let's just implement this kind of stuff. Create security utils is rooted boolean. Yeah. Call security use method and pass the results. Yeah, let's basically do it this way. Implement this. So for now, we are not punishing the user if they have any of those true. We just provide those kind of things in settings page, which is right now located there. Basically, I hope it's gonna provide the stuff at the bottom, like here, accept. Okay, guys. We've been live for some time. It would be great to have some more feedback, because some streams I do, we have lots of comments, and today I've decided to make it kind of earlier than before, and that's why not that much feedback is going through. But I hope that you're gonna like it as well. Okay, so this basically just security settings activity. Just added all those kind of checks. Yeah. Show debug info method is added, and it is rooted as emulator, has Magisk. Lovely. Cool. Let's see. Security utils. Okay, this is how it works. This is the most interesting thing that I wanted to know, how exactly they implemented this. And it implemented exactly the way I wanted. So checks for all those file paths. And it just returns true if it exists. Check root methods. Process runtime, yeah, basically checks those paths as well. And also emulator checks. We do emulator checks again by checking for emulator name or Android SDK name, let's say. And then also we check for the QEMU values, like def QEMU. If it sees any of those, it's going to say, oh, this is the emulator. And also checks for Magisk files, and lots of stuff actually. It checks for lots of interesting things. For the most part, this is exactly what I want. I want this kind of checks. And build failed. Strings XML got corrupted. It always corrupts something during the update. So that's expected. Let's see. Okay. We've been live for more than an hour, guys. We're gonna do a bit more things there, and probably this is gonna be it. But for the most part, we've been just implementing the trash bin today and just improving stuff. So let's see. So let's see if it compiles it properly. Then I was gonna say, oh, it's all good. It built successful, checked. Yeah, security utils as of now I actually start to enjoy the way how things are working there. Have utils. Of course, it's not ideal, and I'm pretty sure we need to. I don't like the fact that we have all those. We need to think about combining the UI elements in a better way. Maybe move some logic elsewhere, but not sure. I need to think through. Yeah. Okay, successfully implemented. Let's see how it works actually. Guys, let's see how it executes. Let's just stop the current version of the app and let's run it. Gradle build running. Okay. Settings. Nice. Has Magisk false. Has emulator true. It is rooted true. Basically exactly what I wanted. So it totally understands, totally checks all the things and just displays all to me. Exactly what I want. Good. Good. This is good. We need to apply all those changes. Let's say git status. Those are the files that were changed and untracked files. So let's do git add, git commit, add the root emulator and Magisk checks and Magisk checks. Add that to settings screen, add UI to show that in settings screen. Great. Last thing we need to do is just to git push, well, git push origin main. Let's do it this way. Cool. Let's go back to our drawing board. This is the latest commit. Root emulator Magisk checks. Yes. So basically show a debug section. And everything is right there. So good. Security utils. So everything is there. And it also identified that we need to add the strings here. Good. Good. Let's go back to issues and let's add the detection check. So let's just mark this one as completed. Also, I want to do some interesting thing. I want to be able to have a pin functionality for the nodes. That's why we need to think through. We pushed all the stuff there, and let's just think through. So we want to add an additional flag there for nodes. Is going to be is pinned. Flag there for nodes is going to be is pinned. User should have a pin button in node details view. Once it's pressed, is pinned should be set to true. When user navigates back to main view and presses the menu button and then presses on pinned. It should show only pinned nodes. Implement pinned activity for that scenario. Maybe I'm creating too much activities. I'll think through about this and maybe I'm going to simplify some of those in the future. And user should have a back arrow button to navigate back to the main nodes view. Yes, so basically that's how I want it to be implemented. Let's just add this command and let's go back to Antigravity and let's provide this kind of stuff. Done. Okay. All right, guys. Let's see. If you like this kind of content, please press the like button and subscribe, guys, because at this point I really need this kind of help. Honestly, this is just something that I really need, so that my content is actually pushed. And I really want to have a valuable educational content here, and more things gonna be coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. And I believe that AI development, it's not gonna replace programmers overnight, but it's gonna do something incredible to software engineering in general. It's gonna change everything, and 2, 3, 5 years from now, it's gonna be all different. Proposed changes, yeah, a bunch of things that need to be changed. Node DAO, yeah, basically get pin nodes. It's gonna be additional queries added. So here's that. Implement this. Submit. Of course, the best way to do that is going to be creating branches for all those features and then making the pull request PRs for that. But I mean, let's just go through node class version 3. So basically it creates a new database versions for all those changes. I love it. So basically it already thinks through about all those cases. Node DAO. So it has all the queries, multiple queries here. Yes. Node DAO. So node DAO file is basically describes all the queries that I performed when we are doing stuff with nodes. And it's quite good. Okay. All right. Export to PDF, delete node, toggle pin. Toggle pin is provided. Basically, it says lots of complexity. I need to notify the user about the current progress and get approval to continue potential loan implementation. Let me create the essential remaining files and notify the user. Whoa. So pinned nodes is not something obvious that could be implemented in a couple of changes, looks like. Just I've made significant progress with the Spinfield database migration. Hmm. So basically, it asks me to proceed further or test now, but if the UI has not been added, then it's not that much that could be tested. To be honest, with you, Antigravity, proceed, proceed, proceed with the changes, and then it's gonna run out of credits, and it's gonna break something for sure. Yeah. Okay. Pin nodes contract. So much stuff. I never thought that I'm going to work with the lazy AI assistants that's going to complain, oh, it's too much work. I need to think through. I need to do this and that. Analyze trash bin screen. Okay, so it needs to think about trash bin screen as well. Interesting. Yeah. So many cases I haven't thought through. Pin nodes activity. Yes. So much stuff. So much changes, guys. Now detail activity is pin state. It's gonna show the state. Got it. Also just modify stuff, some stuff on the go. Okay, so it added those changes. We have pinned folder. Uh, we have this kind of stuff. I don't really like some of the stuff here, like try catch and all this. This should not be implemented this way. We should also move PDF creation, for example, to a separate utils class because I don't like it. Yeah, so this is going to be the next thing we are going to work on. Yeah, guys, if you like the video, like button please. Also subscribe so that we are on the same page. So much debug is going through and all to implement this notes application to make it better. Uh, yes, accept. Yeah, probably I need to think about moving try catch into some utils class. Yeah, I'll think through because I already have file utils here, which has uh, file utils. Yeah, export to JSON, export to PDF, but maybe we need to update it even more. We'll think through. Yeah. Let me complete the final task for registering pinned activity in manifest. Okay, so I need to add this one to manifest file. And that's gonna be about it, I believe, and it's gonna be working afterwards. Guys, and we have not even thought about tests yet. Test is something that I need to add as well. Because there's so much complexity nowadays. Okay, build failed. It's probably need to update something. Um, Okie dokie. Okay. And it failed again. That was truncated. Guys, welcome to the stream. Whoever is watching this, I really welcome you. This is the educational stream where we build a notes application like this. So if you are watching, please subscribe, press the like button, and just let you know that we are okay. Quota has succeeded. Let's just do uh, this. Let's think through. Let's just use this one. And progress updates. Finish the remaining task. Probably we run out of all the quotas. Finish the remaining tasks. So right now we are implementing the feature where we press the pin button and it just basically adds the pin functionality, as you can see here on the ticket. Basically we should be able to create a node like this, press the pin button, and that's it. For now we don't have it yet, and we also run out of quotas, have no quotas left. Even this one I believe is also not possible to reach the quota. So in a few hours it's going to be reset. But to be honest with you guys, we have implemented almost all the changes. Actually, can we just try run it? Maybe it's good enough and we can compile it and see how it works as of now. Because I believe it updated. Yeah, no, it's just unresolved reference push pin. It have not created all the files. Yeah, no detail screen. Yeah. So, all right, guys. On this stream, we've been basically working on multiple issues, and we closed really lots of issues. For example, trash bin, we added trash bin, we added the root detection checks, we added the unify intents logic to make it more robust. Basically, intents are now not just saying all the stuff right in the class. We moved everything to a separate class. And toast logic is also updated and it's also moved to utils. Basically, this stream was more about maintaining the code. And also, one of the tasks that we need to finish for the next stream is going to be adding the pin button functionality to our app, which is just basically for now just a simple notes app. And of course, we need to add more stuff so it performs more. But right now, I actually like the fact that we can just move it to trash, and we can go to trash bin, and we can basically no, we cannot. Okay, nice. We cannot open nodes from trash bin, which is quite exactly what I expect. But of course, we can modify any of that behavior and update it to work the way we want. But for now, this is how it works. This is how it performs, and I hope that in the future videos you're gonna stay longer and comment on any of those issues. Let me know what do you think, and we're gonna code some cool stuff. So thank you guys for watching. We're gonna see you soon. I'm pretty much doing streams almost every day, so we're gonna finish the app. Please also just go to the repository and start it for yourself so that you can stay tuned on the changes. Yeah, and basically see you soon. Okay, bye guys. Thanks for watching. Press the like button, please, if you like the video.